Hey, my name is Brent.
And I'm Nicole.
Welcome to Cloudy with the Chance of Meeples, and welcome to a brand new series we're starting called 3 Game Forecast.
And it's not about Everdell this time.
It's not about Everdell. No, this is...
Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
Maybe down the road, Everdell might pop up in one of these, but this is 3 games that can make a great game night. Kind of the idea popped into my head a couple weeks back. We were, going to host some friends over for a game night, and I asked Nicole, we were texting, and I was like, hey, you know what should we play? And then, of course, in great fashion, Nicole was like, I'm up for anything. And then it's kind of like, well, now what? Someone's got to kind of take charge and come up with kind of a set list for a game night, right?
Right.
Or else you have people sitting around the table being like, I'm up for anything.
Yeah.
And then you're like the vultures on the Jungle Book.
Well, it's hard. If your game library is pretty large, it can be hard to choose. It just gets overwhelming, and then you end up picking the same game.
Yeah.
Brent always ends up picking point salad for some reason.
Okay, that's
He like panics and doesn't know what to pick, and then just chooses point salad. I'm like, what? This is not a good choice.
There might be some truth to that.
Why is that the one you always grab?
You know what? Because it's so chill and I like it, and it's set collection. But anyways, we're gonna leave that for
All right.
a food themed 3 game
Salad
forecast.
themed.
Yeah. Salad themed. That'll be a 1 game forecast.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're gonna do 3 game forecasts.
Actually, there's that like dice chop.
Diced veggies.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't played
See?
it, but it kind of looks cool. Yeah.
More salad. Anyway, whatever.
I think that's more food, but salad. Anyways, we're gonna do a 3 game forecast, and I feel that these we kind of looked at over games and what we like to play and stuff, and figured this is kind of like even like start the game with a lighter, or start the night with a lighter game, then a heavier game, and end with a lighter game. Kind of structure, whatever. Mm-hmm. And so these are kind of 3 racing games that would make a fun game night,
like a theme night.
A theme night, yeah. So this first one is a racing game, which we said is racing, but this is a racing game. I'm going to say the first one. You can say the second one. From like 20 years ago, it was on my list of top 25 games.
Oh no!
And Nicole still invited over to the table.
I'm not coming to the game night.
She will still. I'll sit out this one.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'll be late to the game night, so I can miss the first one.
No, but this is a fantastic game. This is Jamaica. This is a card-driven hand management game in which you're racing around the island of Jamaica.
Or you're racing backwards.
Yes, you can race backwards and get yourself really, really hooped at times. But you're racing, you're fighting your opponents. You're, rolling a die using your cannon, gunpowder to steal stuff from your opposing, fellow pirates, taking treasure, stealing treasure, giving treasure, also known as bad treasure, to other players. And it's just a fun, like, quick racing game that plays 6 players. It's simultaneous action selection. So each round, someone's the captain. They roll 2 dice, and then everybody picks a card, and then you go around and you play those cards and you resolve them, and then you start the next round. Like, it's pretty simple, and it can play up to 6 players. And just because you win the race doesn't mean you're necessarily going to win the game. And I know you don't necessarily like it because it can be punishing if you just keep going backwards and you have to
enjoy it. If it were my choice, here's another suggestion. You could just, instead of playing Jamaica, you could play Pirates.
Yeah, you could play. That is another
so there you go.
Pirate themed game.
Honorable mention,
yes. But I don't know. Jamaica, to me, it's a fun opening night game. It's just quick turns, and so I think.
You don't talk to me. Talk to them, because I'm not agreeing with anything you're saying.
Game number 1 is Jamaica, which is kind of the lighter game. So.
All right, Jamaica, and I missed it. Oops, sorry guys, I was running late. Here I am, though. Now it's time for summer camp. Because that's actually the number 2 game of this forecast. And kind of the main one, I guess. It's summer camp's not super heavy or long game, but it's about an hour, I would say, probably, if you're playing 4-player or something. And this is a deck building racing game. Yeah. Love those two mechanics. Super fun. I love that you have like the separate little decks, and you can kind of pick and choose what you want. Like thematically, it's very cool.
Yes.
And I mean, we love summer camp. So
we met at summer camp. Yeah.
So like, it's just really cool.
It's super, super streamlined. Of course, it's Phil Walker Harding.
Very. Yeah. It's super easy to pick up and learn. Good for game nights.
Yeah.
For sure. And like pretty competitive. Like it can be pretty like, I don't know, you're racing to the end. And getting to the end on each of those tracks means a lot in the game.
But you have those 3 tracks, right? But it's the first person to get all their characters to the bridge of each track get a badge, right? So if you like top heavy your deck with one track, you'll race to the end of that one track, and then
much like lots of racing games,
right? But
yes.
You know, if you race to the end of the cooking track, then all your cooking track cards that lets you move only on the cooking track are useless. Yeah. So you have to balance.
You gotta build your deck well.
You have to build, and like you said, they have so many decks. I think 8 decks in the game.
Is there that many?
Like arts and crafts and wilderness and sports.
Is it 8?
I think there's 8, and you play with only 3, or maybe there's 6. No, I'm sure there's 8.
There might be 8.
I'm sure there's 8.
Anyway, it's really cool. And like even our kids love playing it. So
yeah, they do.
It's really streamlined. It's not tricky at all.
And I think actually Phil actually mentioned this when I chatted with him. I really like how in this you have just certain cards that everybody can buy all the time, as our lights dimmed. But anyways, you have like a card. There's no cards in the deck that lets you like get rid of your bad cards, right?
Right. Yeah,
but there's the map card that lets you discard. So you're never culling your deck as in you're getting rid of your lights out cards. You always have those.
But you're discarding them.
But you're just discarding them to cycle through your deck. So I like that mechanic because it just makes it a little bit simpler for those that are new to the deck building genre.
Sure, but it's really good intro to deck building.
It is a good intro to deck building. And it's something that's really relatable. A lot of people went to summer camp as a kid, so they're like, "Oh man, I made a boondoggle," and it's just like I did.
Cool.
Oh,
like
a macaroni
the
statue.
Artwork is great. Thematically, it's so on.
Yeah.
Like I'm so happy with that because you get a game like summer camp, games like that, and I'm not going to name any specifically, but games like that where the theme sounds so cool and then it just falls flat because it just ends up not even tying into the game at all. But this is not like that. So summer camp. Yeah,
that's a good middle of the night game, right? It might take a little bit longer than an hour, but then I feel you can end your night on some of the most intense racing known to man.
Jamaica again.
No, not Jamaica again. But this is a betting game. This is a betting game in which you will be betting on camels in Camel Up.
Classic.
This game obviously won German Game of the Year a couple years. Not obviously, it won German Game of the Year. That's almost like 10 years ago.
Yeah, don't say a couple years.
Yeah,
ago.
no,
that's not true.
Longer than 10, whatever. But Camel Up, a game in which you are racing camels around this track.
So fun.
And they stack on top of each other, and this game has like
it's goofy.
It is seriously goofy, and this is like the best racing game to end the night.
Oh, but I mean, if you hate luck, don't play this game.
Right, but I think that's what I love about this game because you can be like, okay, if the blue camel rolls first and doesn't roll a 3,
I know, but
it'll move here. I know, but and then I need the yellow one to come out.
You can't play it like that.
No, you can't. But at times it happens.
You have to let it
go. People go nuts at the table because they got their bet right.
You cannot take this game seriously.
And other people are just groaning like, are you kidding me?
And
How does this happen?
That is perhaps why it's a good end of the night game, because at that point, you're nice, you're happy, you're filled with snacks, and you've already maybe won summer camp and you're just ready for something fun.
And this can play up to like 8 people. So the people who are late to the party and miss Jamaica,
very late,
miss the main event and the pre-game
You have those
show.
late people in your game group.
They
Those
can
are the
ca-
ones
They can come
who
for
can play
Camel Up.
Camel Up.
I will say this: we have the first edition, which plays 8. I don't know if the second. I think the second edition also plays 8, but we have the expansion for the first that plays up to like 10, which is
should check
crazy.
into
I've never
that.
done that, but
I
I
don't
think
know.
even the second edition still plays at least up to 6, so you can still have
Big group.
a bigger group.
And it's really fun. And like you honestly never know what the heck is going to happen.
no.
You have no idea.
Well, when there's one dice left, then
Well,
you can be like, well,
okay.
clearly this happened.
But like 90% of the time we play that game, it's like right at the end, it's like the space before the finish line and they're all stacked up and yeah. People are just placing all sorts of goofy tiles all over the place.
Or you like, and you bet like halfway through because yellow's like legitimately halfway back. Like no way yellow's gonna win. I know yellow's not gonna
We
win.
need to have this racing
Yes,
night
but I don't know. Camel Up, absolutely fantastic.
so we can play and just skip Jamaica, but we can.
Jamaica's gold, just like the back of the board, gold. But.
Yeah.
There you go. That is our 3-game forecast. I hope that you maybe didn't learn something about one of these 3 games. Maybe you knew all these 3 games, and
Maybe you have them all and you can do this.
yeah,
game night.
and maybe you are like myself and Nicole, which sometimes you're like, what should we play?
Not point salad again.
But like I don't know, we just wanted to give you guys an idea of maybe what 3 games could you play in a game night that would last maybe 3.5 hours.
Typical game night
A
length.
typical game night length.
Depending
that
on you, I guess.
you can get, multiple games in, similar theme, different mechanics. So
But we're also gonna make more of these videos, so
different themes.
watch out for
food,
some
and-
coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's our 3-game forecast for racing, Jamaica, summer camp, and Camel Up. What racing games would you put in your game night?
Don't say heat. Actually, just kidding. I love heat.
Put those in the comments below. And until next time, my name is Brent.
I'm Nicole.
Grab your umbrella. The forecast is cloudy with a chance of meeples.